Hello, everyone. Are you ready to have your favorite Shonen Jump characters duke it out in an arena brawler plus JoJo?
Wait, JoJo's not Shonen Jump?
No, he is. I'm just making a joke
Oh,
of JoJo because
yeah.
I personally do not care for JoJo.
Oh,
I know that's going to get me a lot of comments, but it is what it is.
yeah.
Just to be clear, this was a code provided to us by Bamco, so thanks so much for that. Hashtag not an ad and all that. We'll be getting into the cutscenes after this initial opening. The cutscenes are really, really bad in this game. They look very Gmod-y. But to go on the other side in terms of the gameplay is totally fine. It's an
Oh,
arena
yeah.
brawler. It's basically the same as Jump Victory versus on PlayStation 3, if anyone knows that game. As a game, it's perfectly fine. Not the most in-depth thing, but this'll this is a game that I think a lot of kids or young teens who are into the Shonen Jump stuff would probably get a kick out of it. I know if this came out when we were like 12, 13 on the PlayStation 2, graphical quality aside, we would have eaten this up.
So who do you think would win, Naruto or Frieza?
Probably Frieza because he can destroy planets.
On the other hand, Naruto has, like, power creep out the ass, so... Yeah.
That is true.
I mean, he could make a planet completely out of clones and defend the planet that Frieza was aiming at. Probably. Something like that. I bet.
Probably.
I haven't watched One Piece or half the series in this, or read them, so a lot of
There's
this
a lot.
is.
There's a lot of. It's weird. Unfortunately, the jump games kind of seem to have less and less varied properties in the games more lately,
Oh
which
yeah,
is a bit of a problem.
yeah. It's I get it. It's like I know Death Note, I know Rurouni Kenshin, I know Dragon Ball Z and Naruto. I know One Piece by reputation because you couldn't be on YouTube for a few years there and not hear about One Piece and Death Note all over the place.
Yeah.
And
Speaking of like highlight,
oh, he's here.
you're looking better from your Netflix days.
You're looking a lot better, a lot less American. Good job. But you know, the Light Yagami in a fighting game. I don't understand it.
Well, I mean, he was also in the DS games.
I suppose. I just don't understand it. It's not his thing. What would you? Well, I mean, you can make
Well,
you can make.
he's the main character in the story. I don't think he's playable.
Oh, okay. I mean, you can make Phoenix Wright a fighting game character, but that's sort of a joke. So, uh,
Yeah. Here we get into the cutscenes, and yeah,
are these just
not the best things in the world.
are these just random Saiyans cobbled together in the character creating engine?
Quite possibly.
Yeah, that's something that a lot of games do when they have character creations and engines. They use their own character creator as a shortcut for making NPCs. You see it in Elder Scrolls all the time. It's like if there's a character that you create in the character creator, that you probably have an identical twin somewhere in the game. Uh, oh,
So
hi
yeah, we have
Goku.
Goku and Frieza. We have Goku and Frieza fighting in New York. Unfortunately, this game is Japanese audio only. A bit of a shame, but I imagine it was probably more effort than it was worth, considering
Hmm.
the wide variety of properties being split between a bunch of different licensors here in the West, such as Funimation, ADV, and the like. It probably would have just been a lot more effort to get all the actors to do various things for the game.
There
So they're so
are
spread out.
there are other difficulties as well. Like sometimes a voice actor is part of a union, and that union
Yeah,
doesn't like it when you hire other people outside their union
at
in
the
the same
union.
project.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it gets a bit complicated.
yeah. The other potential issue is that there are characters in this game who probably don't have English voices,
Yeah, probably.
because
Uh,
there is a Dragon Quest character in this game.
oh, really? Interesting.
Yeah, from
Uh,
the manga version.
how many people play this game? Do you think and look at that character and think it's a Dragon Ball character that they just didn't know about?
What, the robot?
Not the robot, the Dragon Quest character.
Oh, possibly. I mean Toriyama. So.
I mean,
Oh, by the way,
the
by
robot
the
could
way,
be, but
I mean, we had Giru in GT, but by the way, Trunks is now officially Booster Gold. Guy traveling from the future to save parallel universes with a snarky robot sidekick.
Excellent, excellent. Is he trying to like hype up his own celebrity status at the same time? He looks like he could be a pop star.
Possibly. Yeah, but now we're going to be introduced to our create a character because now we're a part of Jump Force, which means we can finally make our own original the characters.
And this works essentially like Soul Calibur, where your character uses a given style. Can you pick any character style in the game, or just the three?
I am not entirely sure. I'm sure more get unlocked, or you can more customize their move set. Beyond that, this is just how you're starting out.
Well, I guess this is the game that I'm going to be going to create my dream Naruto OC, because like I can't do that in Naruto Shinobi Strikers. There's just not enough stuff, especially
Yeah,
before you unlock things. But even afterward, I'm still not sold on that creating system.
yeah. This one has this remarkably in-depth create a character situation.
Yeah, I see that. Look at all these options. Jesus Christ.
It's a little overwhelming, actually. I can imagine. That's another thing I think people would have a lot of fun with, just creating a bunch of their own OCs and putting them in cutscenes with like Goku and Naruto and stuff.
Well, yeah.
As weird as
Oh
and
God.
dumb as the characters can be.
I think that was my hair in there. Ah.
You're in the game, Lewis.
It's
And
not.
but the best part is with the fro, you can make Nabishin.
Oh, excellent, excellent. Oh, is Yu Hakusho in here?
Yes.
Oh, awesome.
Yusuke and Toguro are in this game.
Excellent, excellent, excellent. Uh, okay, okay. I know who I'm gonna be playing as now, but what is this abomination? What?
Well, I have to give them really, really tall, spiky hair.
But where did it come from? What series is this hair from?
It's probably just generic, really spiky hair.
Okay, I can.
And you can give your character 2 shades of hair color.
Oh, Shadow the fucking Hedgehog, baby.
Not quite, but
And
somewhat similar.
you were Yusuke for about a millisecond there.
Yeah. You can also individualize each eye and eyebrow, so you can make your
Oh,
different colored IOC character that everyone likes to use.
oh, yeah, they know who they're selling to.
Yeah. Like I said, this is a fun little part of the game, I think.
Yeah, it's a good character creation system can add a lot of value to a game. You get a lot of that in Soul Calibur, and I'm glad to see other games gradually introducing that kind of thing.
Well, I mean, I imagine it's running off of a similar framework because Soul Calibur is also Namco.
Yeah, I guess so. Hopefully, this game has either no clothing physics or better clothing physics than Soul Calibur, though, because you can't have any kind of outerwear in that game without it like horribly fluttering about and clipping through your character model. So, yeah.
I'm not again. I'm only really recorded the first bit plus some multiplayer against the computer matches, just to show more of what the gameplay is like.
How many creative characters can you do?
I think as many as you want, really.
Okay. Oh, that's good. I'll have some fun with that then. I think I'll just pick the game up after we're done with this video because, I wasn't really interested before, but the character creation system has sold me. Oh, you can reposition the patterns. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
definitely a Soul Calibur thing.
Just as a thing regarding the game, it is still full priced. If you're interested in getting this for like your nephew or younger brother or so, I might recommend for a price drop.
Yeah,
Depending
yeah,
on what you're getting, this is one of those games I'm not sure would be worth full price, especially if you're later on going to want to get like potential DLC characters.
yeah, that makes sense. The general problem with arcade brawlers is that they don't have a lot of depth, which means you get used to them quickly and you get tired of them a bit quickly too.
Yeah. Like I said, this would have been great when we were kids with like friends over and stuff. But yeah, here's my main character, Shonen McJumpy.
That's the best name. Good job.
I am not a creative person, can't you tell?
So, is that your attempt at Yugi, or the fourth, fifth Yu-Gi-Oh spin-off main character,
say?
maybe? Oh, yeah, something like that.
Uh,
Looks like it could be him.
Not really. Oh, Yugi is in this game, by the way.
Oh,
He's playable.
excellent. That's
I can
another.
look up the entire character roster once we get to the actual matches.
I need to actually go back to Yu-Gi-Oh one of these days and find out if it's as good as it was to me when I was a kid, or if it really is just kind of
If
meh.
it if you're going back to how things were when you were a kid, the answer is most likely no.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I'm expecting. I own the whole manga series, but I haven't read it since I was a teenager.
Yeah, here we are in New York, actual New York, because this game takes place in the real world. That's how they get around the whole universes colliding thing.
Of course, all the live-action people are conveniently out of sight. Oh, look,
Yes.
another realistic-looking city that's been taken over by a giant plant. Where have I seen this before this week?
At the time
Is
of this
Nero in
recording,
this game?
anyway. I mean, Nero's kind of in this game if you want to count Ichigo Kurosaki being in, and his English voice actor is Johnny Young Bosch.
Ah, okay.
But
Huh.
for the sake of getting the list out of the way, here is the character list since we're just going into the general tutorial. The playable characters, barring DLC, are Goku, Frieza, Vegeta, Cell, Piccolo, and Trunks. Ichigo Kurosaki, Aizen, Rukia, and Renji from Bleach. From One Piece, we have Luffy, Zoro, Blackbeard, Sabo, Sanji, and Boa Hancock. From Boruto's dad, we have Naruto, Sasuke, Kaguya, Boruto's dad's son, Gaara, and Kakashi. From Hunter x Hunter, Hunter cross Hunter, however you want to pronounce it, I usually just call it hiatus cross hiatus, is Gun, Hisoka, Killua, and Kurapika. I don't read Hunter x Hunter mostly because of all the hiatuses it goes on. We have Yugi Moto. We have Yusuke Urameshi and the younger Toguro brother.
Wow, Yu-Gi-Oh only gets Yugi? Like, not even Kaiba?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kaiba is supposedly going to be part of the DLC.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
We have from the Dragon Quest manga Dai.
Ah.
We have Jotaro from JoJo, as well as Mr. Steamroller himself, Dio. We have Kenshiro from Fist of the North Star. We have Kenshin Himura and Shishio. We have Pegasus Seiya and Dragon Shiryu from Saint Seiya. We have Deku from Hero Academia, Asta from Black Clover, and Ryo Saiba. Those are the playable characters as
Okay.
of right now.
Well, it sounds fairly varied-ish, but like you can tell when they think a particular series is going to sell more copies.
Yeah.
Well. I
Yeah,
hope.
here's the actual gameplay as far as the tutorial's going on. It's a bit weird because you actually have like directional inputs to an extent when doing heavy and light attacks, because you can have like ups light and that'll do something different than just a normal light.
Right, yeah. I suppose, it's good that they're mixing up the kind of moves that you can do, because like arena brawlers tend to just be a bunch of dial A button mash combos, without
Yeah.
much variation, and like your combat options in these kind of games are generally mixing it up with other types of moves rather than other combo moves.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like that was a low light compared to previously regular light.
which combat style are you currently using?
I am using the Goku one basically.
Oh, okay.
Hence all the teleporting around and all that.
Yeah, that would explain that. Yeah. Okay. I will say it looks nice in action.
Yeah, in action it looks fine. It's just the cutscenes are really bad.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay. Well, Shonen McJumpy leveled up.
Yay!
There was indeed quite a lot of jumping.
The Cosmic Cube. We're not part of that crossover yet.
I was like, okay, they wanted to have this semi-realistic style, but they wanted to do it on the budget of your throwaway Vita anime game. So, the result is that they spent about 5 minutes on every cutscene, apparently.
A little bit. They get okay. Everyone compared it to. You remember the in Dragon Ball Z before the Final World Tournament with the bobblehead people movie thing? It reminds people of that.
Yeah, I can get that. I can get that. Did Frieza just sort of...
He just left, yeah.
He just sort of went up like a string was pulling him.
Oh yeah, that happens a lot in these cutscenes. They just kind of move up and down without any weight to them.
Oy. Oy. Man, okay.
Why did you let Frieza go, Goku?
And this is Bandai Namco, right?
Yes.
The same company that gave us the, pretty damn good cutscenes in the Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm games.
Yeah.
Come on, guys. You know how to do this. I know you know how to do this.
Teleportation, yeah. Scooby-Doo up.
Beam me up.
We're not part of that crossover either.
What the hell?
So yeah, now we're back in actual versus matches.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, if that's where the story transitioned to, that's just... No.
No, we're just doing some multiplayer matches now that we have the time to.
Of course, we had to get maximum power creep Sasuke, who has the fucking Rinnegan in one eye. Oh yes,
he has every super special awesome power in the series.
Spoiler alert to people who haven't watched Naruto yet. That happens by the end, and it's literally a Deus Ex Machina because like the Sage of Six Paths draws Naruto and Sasuke into some sort of vision thing, and just hands them new powers. Ugh. I don't like the ending of Naruto. Can you tell?
Well, at least in this game, you can then choose to be someone else and beat up Kaguya.
Yeah. I'll make a Naruto OC and pretend I was the one who wrote the story and didn't end it that way.
Huzzah!
Half the blame for that does fall to Shonen Jump. So I'm not super.
From what I've heard.
I'm not super bitter toward Kishimoto about it. Okay, so Piccolo. Why is he still such a super relevant character, even though he doesn't really do anything relevant anymore?
I guess they figured he'd work well in this kind of game.
I suppose.
That'd be my guess.
It's like people...
Yeah, this game is also a little bit weird because your other characters as part of the team also work as assists, which is pretty standard for like the versus style games, not as much for arena brawlers. Mostly because they kind of want to limit how many people are on screen at any one time.
It's a fairly basic thing in the Ultimate Ninja Storm games, though. They have that kind of tag system in those.
Okay, I haven't played those, so
I'm
mostly referring to other games of this type.
Yeah, they're worth playing, or at least 2, 3, and 4 are worth playing. But yeah, they use this sort of tag team system where you have multiple characters. And, sometimes if you have certain characters working together, it does produce some slightly special effects, like different special attacks and all. I imagine there's not as much of this going on because half the roster has no connection to each other.
I mean, it'd be fun if they came up with, like, certain specials that only work with characters from different properties.
Oh, yeah, you can get Naruto and Goku together and they can just fucking explode the universe. That's probably what would happen if they did a super attack together.
Goku with realistic gold hair is weird.
Yeah, kind of. It's kind of how they did the action figures back in the day. They had like gold paint on the hair instead of coloring it yellow. It looked stupid. But that does kind of help differentiate him from the actual blonde people in the cast. So,
that makes sense.
I mean, otherwise, why isn't Naruto fighting on the same level? Isn't he a Super Saiyan? I could just imagine someone actually asking that question and meaning it.
Probably.
Okay. Realistic energy Rasengan is weird, though. I'm gonna say that.
I mean, it's at least a visual style compared to just doing kind of the waxy things they were doing in the PS3 game.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. It's just, I'm used to seeing this in the Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm games, and, those are cel-shaded, so everything looks all anime.
Yeah. But yeah, this is pretty much what the game is like. You kind of just run around and smack people against trees and cars and stuff.
Yep.
Which again, it's why I basically recommend this for like, your kid cousin or nephew who would really like this thing because they like Dragon Ball and Naruto and stuff.
Well, you know, it's not just good for that. I find
I'm just saying that's what the primary. That's I think the demographic that's going to get the most out of this game.
Yeah, I suppose it's this kind of game though. I find it pretty relaxing. It's like, you know, it's good to play a technical fighter every now and then, but you know, sometimes I just want to kick back in a comfortable chair after work and not think too hard. You know, and games like this are great for that. You know, so I think the actual like 10 hours a day working class, which is my demographic, can get a lot out of this kind of game too. Although I really would still recommend the Ultimate Ninja Storm games over this because they have more in terms of a fleshed out story and story mode to go with, you know. So
Bit, yeah.
multiple story modes in the case of 4, which was weird but very welcome. Okay. So
Everyone can kind of teleport around just to make things a little bit more
yeah.
strategic.
Yeah, it's kind of like how in Dissidia everyone can just jump infinitely in midair because Advent children, I suppose.
Yeah, your special moves are tied to R2 and various face buttons. That'll get you to do Rasengan, Kamehameha, and all that other stuff, but there is a cooldown and meter figure out.
You still play on the vanilla PS4, right?
Yes.
So what's the performance of this game like? Because I'm seeing a lot of particle effects going on, and that's kind of...
It runs totally fine.
Okay. Okay, good.
It's not like it's rendering like this huge world. It's just the arena.
Yeah, but you know, lighting, particle effects, reflections, all that stuff can actually be a bigger hit on the frame rate than a lot of people give it credit for.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, people do kind of say like, hey, it's a fighting game. We just have a couple characters and a background to render. This should be like running at 2 million frames per second. And it's not how it works. It's not how it works.
There's not a ton going on here, so the particles aren't going to be chugging things down too much.
I was more concerned about like when they use certain special attacks, things slowing down for a few seconds, you know.
Not from what I've seen.
That kind of stuff can really mess with your mojo in a fighting game, so it's a bit more important in this kind of context.
No, nothing from what I've noticed. The game in action runs generally fine.
Alright, that's good. So, good gameplay for the genre, kind of shitty cutscenes, great character creator. That pretty much sums it up. It's a pretty simple package, isn't it?
Yeah, that's part of the reason why I recommend a price drop, depending on who you're getting it for.
I assume the plot is kind of dumb, as fighting game plots tend to be.
Yep.
Yep.
Especially crossover fighting game plots.
Oh, yeah. I mean... It's always funny watching Gaara land on his back with that big-ass jug on there. It's like... I mean, it's technically made of sand, I think, so maybe it cushions his fall?
Bye, Sasuke.
That's...
Yeah, you have to be... In order to win the match, you have to win 2 out of 3 against the characters. You don't have to defeat all 3 of them, but 2 of the 3. I think you can... Yeah, I'm sure you can alternate in the options.
I think that's another Ultimate Ninja Storm 4 edition, because they were going for, like, the esports format with that one.
Yeah, this kind of game is never going to be esports, unfortunately.
Yeah, well, at least it's balanced enough that you can set up, well, Storm 4 anyway, I don't know about this game. At least it's balanced enough that you can set up sort of informal events at conventions and stuff.
Oh yeah, you can totally do that.
Yeah. It's just funny though, because you have like 4 Narutos and 5 Sasukes, and all of them have to be balanced, so it doesn't really, like, the ultimate super form can get his ass kicked by the kid form.
Yeah, there's none of that here. There's just one form of every character.
Yeah, thank God.
Other than that, it's pretty straightforward and normal for the genre package. If you like the Shonen Jump properties, I can see you getting some kind of kick out of this. Just be aware that the story mode is kind of...
Oh,
So once you lock everyone, just stick to versus mode.
what kind of other offline modes are there? Is there like an arcade mode or anything?
Yeah, arcade and versus.
Oh, okay.
That's about it.
Basic stuff. Basic stuff.
Yep. But yeah, that's about it. Thanks for checking out the video, and thanks so much, Bandai Namco, for giving us access to it. Bye.
Later.